That's where we're going. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Papa G's House. I know it's been a little bit of a minute, but as we all know, we have lives, and unfortunately, we can't do it all the time, or we cannot get to it all the time. But it's good to be back. As usual, my illustrious co-host, Arthur Carlos Diego Pereira III, wearing his new era Superman baseball hat, which I'm very jealous of, because you've also got the Batman one as well.
Yeah, this was my brother's cap, which I bought for him for his birthday years ago, and then he never wore it, and then he went to UK, and then I found it in his cupboard, and I was like, I'm going to take this, and he gave me a whole bunch of shit, but now he's visiting down, and then he decided to give it to me, so I finally got it. So now I've got the Superman and the Batman.
Yeah, it looks like brand spanking new.
It is, but he's a guy type of guy that folds the peak.
You go like squint-eyed.
Yeah, he folds the cap, the peak, but I think he cracked it, so it's holding place there. But you see, there's like a little bit of a crease, but whatever, it's fine. It's awesome. I love it.
We've had a busy weekend. That's another reason why we didn't, manage to get a show in, because we were practicing, getting ready for a big show. Yeah. But before we get to that, first, guys, if you're new to the show, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and all the rest. Mm-hmm. But we got a special guest today. He's an excellent drummer. He's played for a number of bands. We'll get into every single project that he's done. When he's not playing playing a show, he seems to be always lending a helping hand to whoever who needs it. So it's a great honor for us to have Adrian Langeveld on the show today. Dude, thank you so much for joining the show. We've wanted to have you on for a while. You're finally here.
I'm finally here. Yeah. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah,
it's just a very, very long drive out this far south.
Yeah, and you were woo-sighing.
Yeah.
Letting all that anger go before we started the show.
The time of this podcast is not really timed well for traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, what the fuck are you going to do?
Yeah, what we're going to do. But, dude, it's so cool to have you finally in studio to chat everything music-wise, what you're up to and what's coming up. But
Brad,
you were showing your presence, giving us your time on Saturday night at our first show. I'm absolutely broken. What did you think of it, dude?
It was rad. It was. I enjoyed myself. It was so strange because it's the first show that I've been to where I'm not playing. I think since 2018, it was the last one, a live show I went to go watch. And obviously everything went to hell pretty much like after that. And because I was playing so much, you never go to shows because it's like, the weekend I'm playing. I'm still not going to go out and go watch a show. I just don't have the testicular fortitude to continue doing
sure.
Testicular fortitude.
Hey, listen, write that down. That's awesome.
Testicular fortitude.
Testicular fortitude.
So kind of like, I need to get home and relax. It was nice to actually go out to a show and have a good time and like watch everybody, just especially seeing this nutcase.
Yeah. He's amazing to watch. Yeah.
The Mediterranean metronome.
Mediterranean metronome.
Smashing over there. And also just to see Mike's rig. Yeah. It sounds so damn. Sorry, not to obviously brush over the guitar, but
no, of course.
The rhythm section is the
100%,
thing.
100%.
And that new rig of Mike's is just sounding fantastic.
Yeah,
it
sounds
just like
awesome.
The dark glass, so this new wireless and that new Fender and that the Ashdown combo. It was massive. It just because I was watching Side Stage, obviously just looking at art and going, okay, cool. No, he screwed up there. Up there, but he recovered. And the sound of the bass was just rocking out, and then. It was good fun. It's just the only thing that freaks me out about your system is Sean is a menace.
Oh no, he's crazy, dude.
He's a menace. I was
chaos.
like watching it. It's like that dude would have been picking up his teeth with broken hands if the way he did respect the gear. And what's that song? Who is it by? Is it like that something will fall band that disrespect your surroundings? That breakdown.
A Day to Remember.
A Day to Remember.
Downfall from us all.
Yeah, it's just you text that literally, like disrespect your surroundings and it's everything.
No, 100%.
Bongos over, mic cables out,
Well, it turns into a discussion point or like a talking point, so it kind of works out in the end.
I suppose.
Not when halfway through the show I'm trying to find the right patch.
It's like your patch is gone.
And
you can't hear where the samples are because it's out of time because he's been knocked off.
It's so funny.
But it is nice to watch you squirm, It's kind of like, it's not me sweating it out on stage, having to keep it together,
Shit, and the moment when he jumped on mic.
Yeah.
And Mike went hurtling into all the cabs and stuff.
I saw Mike's eyes change color a little bit. Where he's like, "Listen here, I'm going to take this giant bear paw of mine and smash your head off." Because like Mike's a big dude,
Yeah.
you know. So,
But he caught him so off guard. It's like, hey, Mike, why didn't you know I was running up to jump on your back?
I know.
Yeah, and he does that stage dive when standing on his bongo, and then the bongo flies backwards as he goes forwards, and then I'm like, it's going to hit the only microphone that's on this drum kit.
Yeah. It's
the 57.
Yeah, the SM57 for the kick, and that's it.
That's why you need to come to an Neil System show. You never know what's going to happen.
That is true. But it was the groove. You can see the people were enjoying it because I think people are pretty starved for that, and people have kind of at that point where they've had enough now.
Yeah, there was
and
a
it
good
felt like something.
Yeah.
You know, I told Jason in Berlin about the gig and told him that we only use the SM57 for the drums. And he says in Berlin, that's how they do it there.
Really?
It's like, yeah. It's
The
like,
Germans.
Yeah, the Germans. Like you go to the pubs, like the bars there, wherever that you'll play. The most the drummer will get is like a kick and an overhead.
Oh my God.
And the amps are played off the stage, and the only thing that's going through the PA is the vocals and the kick drum and the overheads, really.
I
and the
kinda
rest
guess
is
it
all
makes
amp
sense.
power coming through the stage, and that's how
Sure.
they do it there.
I guess it makes sense for sound control.
Yeah.
It's just very weird to me not having that sort of monitoring capability and knowing what's going. Although with the E-kit side, when I'm
Yeah.
not having to acoustic, there is an advantage to that where everything is just so controlled and balanced
Yeah.
that you don't have to worry, you know. So
Yeah, the thing that really sucked was not having the toms mic'd up.
I could check you were hitting it and you were trying to give it what you can, but
Yeah,
it's just,
dude, I mean,
just,
I
it's just
was
never,
right there
it's
next
never
to you.
enough,
No, it never
you know,
is.
without a mic.
Yeah, it's hard for me to say because I was standing right next to you.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
I wasn't in the. So to me, I was like, "Fuck yeah, let's go,
Yeah.
baby."
Yeah.
I always go from again, drummers tend to be hypercritical when it comes to this sort of thing. They're like kind of like, yeah, it's
Drummers,
not that balanced.
this guy.
Yeah, in general, but yeah, art especially so. But I don't know, it's just built into us.
Yeah,
when
he set the drum kit up at an angle, and then Sean and Mike were going like, "What?" And I asked the same question. I was like, "Why is he facing it that way?" And then I asked you,
Yeah.
and then you were like, "Well, it's because then I can face forward."
Yeah.
So I was like, "Oh, that makes sense." It also makes sense that the stage is sort of elongated and has that little divot at the back.
Yeah.
But everybody's like,
Mike-
"Oh, don't you want to just move it a little?" And you're like, "Motherfucker, you fucking rookies!"
It's like, don't touch my stuff, okay?
No, because you know why?
We
'Cause
love the rants.
Because I had it set up and I was like, oh, I'm comfortable. And you know when it's comfortable and someone asks you to move it, you can never get it back.
But by all rights, that's how it should be. You have the most gear to move and carry and take, so you should be able to go like, that's
Yeah.
it. I'm calling it. This is my spot, and I'm not moving.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Also, we when you were setting up, and we knew that he was bringing his kit in order for everybody to play, and we're like, "Hey, Art, hey, what do you need?" "No, I don't want any help. You set the whole thing up. You're so like meticulous with what you do, and
It's I don't know about you, Adrian.
well,
but
that's
it's-
what I was gonna.
Yeah, it's like
Ask Adrian if he's
it's
the
almost like
same.
meditation for me. It's like it's like a routine. So
Yeah.
you set everything up. You know that everything is cool.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. Again, it's one of those things where playing comfort and economy of motion and playing, you want to be where it's most comfortable because,
Yeah.
like, again, we're not sitting back and just taking it easy. We put our bodies into this thing.
Yeah.
And we, you know, with the kind of music we play, we put our bodies in hard. So you want to be able to kind of be comfortable while you're doing that, enjoy it. And the problem is, I find, where it's fine if you're sitting and you're the first band and you're setting up and your kit's getting used and you're okay and it's sound checked and it's been left. The problem comes in is where you got like 10 minutes of a changeover. Now you have to readjust everything. And then by the time you get down to play, you're uncomfortable and you're already angry. And like, then you completely like blow your load on the first two tracks. And then, you know, then you're like, then your performance suffers. So that is the one drawback of that whole thing, being so meticulous about it. You got to kind of learn to just let it go and just play and just take it easy and enjoy the playing. But it's very much the same. And it's, I don't know what it is. It's also part of the show prep in a way, just to get your like Art says, meditation. You get your mind in, and this is how I like it just here. It's set up just here, and like that feels a little bit off. And even if it's like a millimeter off, it's like something isn't right. I mean, that one Witch Fest where Devil Driver was playing. So the guy, the drum tech, he had a measuring tape, and he was setting up not really backstage, but in the very tight space between the half pipe and like the quarter pipe, at the back, he was sitting with a measuring tape, absolutely checking the exact height of the toms and the angles and everything, so that like it could go onto stage exactly as their drummer needed it to be. Obviously, it's not often that we get to have a tech that knows exactly what we want, but I mean that's the ultimate goal.
A lot of the touring bands, the bigger bands, obviously, they come with these massive rugs and they've got X marks the spot on them where everything goes.
My drum rug's exactly like that. So I've got it for all my different setups. So then it's actually like any idiot can go follow the numbers.
Yeah,
dude.
but you just put X marks the spot.
So that it's there.
Okay.
So that I don't have to tell people how to set it up, but somehow people still get it wrong.
Yeah.
Because I've noticed with you make sure like your crashes are the same height, same level. I appreciate that so much because like it just looks good when you got like level. How do you set your cymbals up?
I kind of have mine sitting at sort of a 45 angle because I kind of play into it a bit more.
And you're more than likely to crack them if you have them like that, right?
Yes, or you'll go through sticks faster because you side on.
Yeah,
so
yes.
you just get, and then sticks just go snap, and that's like $200 a pair, bro. Yeah. We don't play that game.
I'm a guitarist, so I'm just like interested. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like taking your guitar, sending it into Ollie, and having it set up, get the action right, and everything lacquer and whatever, get the frets filed. It's got to be comfortable. So it's the same way with our setup. But the problem is because everything is the whole body mechanic for us, it has to be like just right. Like if my pedals aren't sitting at the right sort of angle or distance, and it's like something feels off here, or if the hi-hat doesn't swivel around, that classic. It's okay. We have a house kit. Just bring your whatever, and you get there, and it's like, what is this?
Yeah, dude. But like when you're setting up your guitar, if your strap is just a little bit too long or too short, then your wrist sits in a different position, and you start getting pain.
It can be painful.
So it's all those like little micro things. With the drums, if like your snare is too far to the left and then it's rubbing against your leg, then you go, okay, then I've got to move it, and then your tom is in the way, then you got to move the tom, and then all of a sudden your hi-hat's not in the right position, then you're changing. It's like everything affects everything else.
I can imagine how you work your way around the kit as well.
Yeah, that's a big thing. It's interesting why a lot of drummers now are using very much symmetrical setups. Let me give you a couple of examples. That nutcase from Whitechapel, Alex Rudinger.
Yeah.
Oh, is he playing for Whitechapel now? Because he's been through the rounds. He played for
the Faceless.
He's played for Monuments. Yeah. He's played for everyone.
The dude is a weapon.
Good Tiger.
He's a weapon. So I mean,
he's very ambidextrous.
So everybody's got the setups now with the tom. You've probably done it too, haven't you? Tom
on
the left. A side snare on the left.
Yes.
Oh yeah, he plays with two snares normally. He wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, like the kit that I had before, which was that Star Classic, it came with two floor toms. I had the one on the left and the one on the right.
Oh, that nice one with the brown.
Yeah, but it ended up being like the worst drum kit ever.
I'm going to guess that was the one made in China.
Yes, it was the one made in China. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolute fucking dog shit.
No, not that it's that. It's just, I guess it depends on the factory manufacturer.
Yeah, it's just the bum shell.
Yeah,
but all of them were bum shells. No, but I did have that because I don't. I mean, like you said earlier, economy of motion. It's easier if you're going to do like a quick fill to not go to the floor tom on your right. If you're already on the hi-hat, you just go to floor tom on your left and you don't move so much. And that was my theory. That's why I'm looking for another floor tom.
And it'll help your creativity because it gives you something else, a different voice somewhere else to do stuff.
Yeah.
Dirk Verburen has the tom on the left, generally. Adrian Langeveld from At the Gates, and whoever the 1,000 other bands he plays for, The Haunted and everything else. Left-hand side, Crim, Septic Flesh.
Jeez, I watched a video of his yesterday.
Is that the new Septic Flesh, or is it just one of his other covers that he does or whatever?
He did I don't know if it was Septic Flesh. I don't know. It just said it was a drums only. So he was obviously listening in his in-ears. Dude, it's insane. Like the drum only stuff really blows my mind, because then you try and put in context what he's playing to, and you're like, holy shit, that must be fast and heavy.
Yeah, the dude has done really well for himself, coming from Slipknot covers.
Built like a brick shit house.
He's
well.
actually tiny. He's very small.
He's just so well proportioned. Then.
Look, he does have like calves which look like turkey legs. I mean, it's amazing. He's got that shape. He could, like a club from the Flintstones, you know. But he's tiny. He's like, you stand next to him, you think it's the hair being so long that's deceptive that makes him look taller. But he's not that big of a guy.
Oh really? Geez, his videos make him look big. Then.
No, I mean it's well shot, but it makes him look massive. But he's, in terms of height, he's not.
And have you met? Obviously, you've played.
I'm in Joburg. We are Witchfest, because I tend to on those sorts of things. I tech if I can.
Yeah.
Purely because I learn. I get to see what the international guys who are doing this day in, day out do. I get to learn their tricks. I learn their tips. I get to see new tech sometimes, you know. What I got really lucky with was Ollie from Cataclysm. Now, he's not playing for them anymore, but he had some of the new Roland gear at the time when they were touring in 2014, which was actually awesome. And he showed the stuff to me, and I was like, this is rad. And then very shortly afterwards, you know, we were starting to get it here, and I was able to kind of go, okay, that tech's coming, it's rad. You know, we can use it for all these different applications. And some of his stage tricks, because I was there helping set up and do the stuff, it's like, this is the best thing to do, because you can learn from these guys, you know, day in, day out. So it was nice. So I got to meet all of these, you know, international touring drummers. You know,
and how do you just get your foot in the door? Just
ask. Yeah.
Well, I mean, either I'm playing a show, or they tend to have like, hey, we need a kit for this thing. I'm like, okay,
yeah,
I got a kit.
I've done that a couple times, but I've had a couple of bad experiences.
What, with like lending your gear? Yeah. Look, it's the chance you take. I know I was like sitting fuming afterwards because I got scratches on one of the toms on my nice finish
on the finish.
My kick drum has got
on my
so
tobacco
many
on my
scratches.
tobacco fade maple kit.
That is a beautiful kit. The ones with that we got the Infanteria.
That's the
Saturn.
The Saturn, which is the yellow ochre sparkle burst. Yeah. That's gone now.
Yeah,
but it's gone to a loving home in Mpumalanga.
Okay,
somewhere.
Nice.
Because I'm not playing it.
Sure.
And not live. I might want to get a new kit at some stage, but I have enough gear, and I've still got my other massive.
Yeah, we're going to talk about
thing.
that TD30, yeah.
No,
TD50.
That's the E kit. The
but that's the one that sits in your house and you play quite often.
Yeah, most of the time. And then the other one is the big acoustic kit. It's like 2 kick drums, 10, 12, 13, 14, like the big, you know.
But do you have that set up?
Not set up. I mean, it's impractical.
Yeah,
you know?
no, for sure. No, but you could have a
but that's the kind of stuff where if a touring band comes and there's nobody really has kits in our backline that have all that stuff, then they have to Frankenstein things together.
Yeah,
especially when they want like specific
so
things.
Yeah,
you
so
can
the
hire
guy
it
says,
out kind
I
of
want.
thing.
I do. I hire it out,
Okay.
or if depending on the budget, if it's really really bad, then I'm like, okay, fine, take it, just look after it. Sometimes that doesn't happen. It's just the chance you have to take.
Yeah.
Because in the end, it's for the the benefit of the local music community. You know. So,
fuck you. 2 things. Use this tom if you want to. I don't know if it's quite the quality that you want, but it's a floor tom.
It's not black and it's not Tomer.
Well, just use it if you want to practice kind of
charcoal.
It needs to be charcoal. Sorry, I thought it was piano.
Charcoal lacquer.
This is how we do things around here. Oh shit.
So you're extremely passionate about drums. You try and take wherever you can. Where did this passion come from?
Probably rebellion of not wanting to play the piano.
I wish I'd played
in
the
high
fucking
school.
piano.
But have you aged like that as well? Because I thought the piano was the lamest thing ever.
Yeah.
No,
I regret not learning the piano first.
Yeah.
No, you could have been doing Mystique type vibes. That Australian lady who does the.
Or you could just be doing professional music vibes. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I just love the piano now. I don't know why.
I massive musical family, like traveling musical circus. So like everybody, mom, dad both play. So from little, I was jamming along with them, always in the house. And took piano lessons, went through school, got to the high school portion. I was like, I really don't like this whole sight reading thing and having to learn how to read, because I play by ear, like the rest of my family does.
Like 90% of this fucking country
Yeah.
does.
So I really did not enjoy the sight reading and the theory and all that stuff. And eventually I was like, you can't go to, if you're going to study music, through high school to get to university, you can't, you have to sight read and do all this stuff. I was like, screw this. I'm not doing that anymore. Drums. I like that. Let me give it a shot. There's no music to read here. Little did I know. It's like, oh, look, we have this chart over here for you. You need to do all this stuff. But again, self-taught, and then the bug bit. And then I started my high school band, funny enough, with Julian Emden.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Big fan.
What was it called?
Oh, and
Damnation.
Damnation.
Yeah.
Funny.
Damnation. I recognize that.
Yeah, with interestingly, Stephen Kramer, who's David Kramer, like Veldskun David Kramer, his nephew.
Oh, wow.
Who paid for our first demo.
Awesome.
Like to record when...
He paid?
Yeah, he paid.
Ah, okay.
We recorded at Tully McCulley's Spaced Out Sound. Laura McCulley's dad.
Yeah.
Our first demo thing was done there, in like 96.
Jeez.
My first demo was in some guy's garage in Durbanville, and it sounded like balls.
Yeah, look, I mean, at that age, we were what, 17 or something like that? I mean, we had no idea. I didn't know what a click track was. It was just like, flying fast and loose,
I'm talking shit. My first demo was actually direct to cassette through like one of those 8-channel discs. They record straight to a cassette. That's what we did.
True cult.
Jeez.
There we go.
Yeah, dude. We were fucking hipster before hipster was a thing.
I was going to say, eat your heart out in a way.
That's incredible.
I was burning churches while you were still in your mother's womb. So that started out there in the metal thing and playing drums, and I loved it, And then a guy I was in school with, Max, we all formed the band. Max Stark, great bass player, saxophone player, teaches bass and sax and stuff. Also, like, amazing. And we did the high school band things, playing at Battle of the Band stuff, and we won that.
Nice.
Like, so weird for a heavy band playing like Slayer covers, winning like a Battle of the Bands in like 1997 or something.
How competent were the Slayer covers at that point?
Actually, pretty damn good if you just don't mind like the horrible bowl haircuts at the time.
Oh my God, the school haircuts. Oh,
Yeah.
they were
No,
the best.
Julian has
step haircuts.
Julian
back
has
then.
video evidence of all this stuff.
Nice.
It is fantastic. So,
Shout out Julian. They just released the song Sasquatch, A Linear,
Linear.
yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah.
not like
Go
La
check it out.
Linear, like the little French line guy.
Fuck yeah.
So you just were into drums and decided to start playing. And did you ever go to lessons or anything like that?
I went for like 1 or 2 lessons, and I was like, nah.
Yeah. There was no YouTube back in the day. either.
No, we had to watch. I used to watch, like, go to shows. Who I learned the most from was the original drummer for Hog Hoggity Hog, Davey.
Yeah.
Davey, rest in peace, Davey. And like watching him, and because like he was in another band called Pothole.
Yes.
Yeah.
And of course, our mates with all those guys. Like, I'm like the kind of youngest of that previous generation.
Yeah.
And we used to obviously go sneak into the shows, and because we're still underage, and
Yeah.
go watch them at the clubs, Artie's Underground, and all that kind of stuff, and wherever else in town. I can't even remember the
Playground.
names. Yeah, those places. Like,
I'm hearing these names for the first time. In my
no,
life.
this is before your time.
Well, I mean, my
Ruby
time
in the
was
Dust.
2014.
Yeah, huh?
Ruby in the Dust.
Ruby. Oh my God, and Obs.
Yeah.
Ruby in the Dust. Definitely yes.
It wasn't just a clever name.
I've got a picture, I think, of myself, Matt from Nishama,
Yeah.
a couple of other people standing, like me with my little freaking undercut ponytail, standing outside Ruby in the Dust in Oz. I must find that photo. I must send it to you. It's like
That's amazing.
close by Dino's parents' place.
Shout out Matt, in case you're watching.
How was the scene back then? I don't like to call it a scene, but how was the vibe back then?
I don't know. It's hard to tell from like young eyes. You're excited. It's fun. This is
Yeah,
cool.
It's like the biggest thing in the world, man.
You
You,
know,
think you fucking everyone knows you.
And obviously, like, new metal was the thing at the time. But I mean, here's this band that comes on, age 17, playing like thrash. You know,
Yeah.
it's just fast and quick, and that's all we wanted to do. It was fun because you kind of growing up still. I mean, you're still an idiot at that stage. Now you're getting to hang out with all these cool tattooed people and drinking and, you know, and enjoying this music and experiencing it, you know. So it was a lot of fun. The times were good. Some of the gigs could have been frustrating as hell, but I mean, it is what it is. It's how it goes. You have some great ones, you have some shit ones. And learning from these drummers that I was watching, and then that was the thing, because I was so into the bands, and then watching the drummers, and that was helping me to learn how to play and get better. And then another drummer I used to also absolutely love, again, another one who's left us too early, Francois from Sacrifix.
Yes.
Him and Davey and George from the Hogs.
I had so many cool shows with Francois.
It's another one lost too early to.
Jeez.
Yeah, the
I mean,
excesses
it's quite
of life.
hectic when you start thinking about it. You're talking about people that you really enjoyed watching and stuff, and you rattling their names off, and you're like, no, they're no longer with us.
But I mean, like, the legacy lives because I've got music from them. I've learned from them, you know. So that I think about it often when I'm playing, you know, because I probably would not have been able to play like I do now, or had, you know, certain
Carrying the
creative
torch
moments
kind of
without them.
vibe.
Yeah. That's the beauty, and they've got recorded music, you know. So, you know, the fish paste and vibe. That's Davey, you know, like that hog stuff. It'll live forever, you know.
The funniest story, which I'm so glad I was there with Davey, was it was my latest ex, New World Inside, Half Price, and the Hogs. We were playing at a biker festival in Silverstrand somewhere. You know, there's like a giant pool there, and we had, like, they had the stage set up on the Friday night, but it was pissing with the rain, so they said, like, no, the band's aren't going to play. So the next morning at like 10 in the morning, Francois and all of us, we just go like, okay, we're going to start playing now. So we set up the stage, turned it on, and we started playing at 10 in the morning. Fucking right by the pool, there was like people were like swimming and they're playing games like all naked, and we were like just jamming, and the bikers are coming like, what the fuck's going on here? And like while Davey was playing, he's just like, obviously you asked, can I use your cymbals and your sticks?
It wouldn't be Davey without that.
Yeah, and then he was like playing, and then we were just like feeding him beers, and then as he was playing throughout his whole set, he's just puking into a bucket. He's like puking and didn't miss a beat at all.
It is the most punk thing ever.
That's amazing.
That whole vibe. That's so, yeah. Good times, good people. I learned from them, and then eventually, when my high school band fizzled out, I landed up playing for Sacrifix, which were like the heavier of the lot. That whole pothole Sacrifix, at least for the Cape Town sort of scene. Up in Joburg, at the time, there would have been the guys like Groinchurn and...
what a great band.
I know.
Fucking
they're really, really
Jesus, they are fucking
good. Would have been
good.
like...
Is it?
Yeah.
Groinchurn is amazing.
I remember. I know the name Groinchurn. I never obviously.
I only ever saw them once is when they opened up for Fear Factory here with the Ill System, and Groinchurn were playing, and I was like, oh my god,
Yeah, that
they
was
were
also
better than the
another one.
stuff that I heard off the, like, you know, of Bonnie Simon's show.
Yeah.
And then like they were playing, it's like, Jesus, this is the best fucking metal band in the country.
Didn't you take at the Fear Factory show?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was
See,
backstage
you both
the
are
whole night.
into that kind of vibe as well, eh? Like the
Yeah.
trying to get, you know, it is cool though. Just, you know, I've never done it. I've always, you know, given gear and stuff, but I've never been like, let me come tech. I want to come tech. I
Dude,
think that's pretty
You
cool.
learn. You
Yeah,
learn. Because
exactly.
especially if I'm just carrying stuff, right? I get to learn little tricks from their techs. I like sitting there, and then their techs sitting like, you know what you need to use for the lugs on the snare. Don't use WD-40. It lands up collecting dust. Use barber oil instead. You know. Like,
Oh, wow, okay.
Like, okay, I'll use, like, you know, clipping machine oil. It's like, use that instead. It doesn't get as dusty or whatever it is. It's little things like that. You're like, that's cool. I can use that, and, you know, learn.
But now you're imparting the knowledge onto the people that you're helping out.
You
as
have
well,
to,
because you
you
still
know?
help out.
Yeah, I mean, I actually enjoy seeing, because I mean that was me, and other people took me under their wing. Like, you know, when I was at, you know, that 10 to 17-year-old, you know, enjoying metal, and now getting into the clubs and watching these bands, and then my mate Ron, there was a doom band called Gremlich. You must know Gremlick. You must remember the
I
slow
remember Gremlick,
golfing.
yeah.
So like Ron, who's played for like what do they call the Damn Crows and the Flaming Devils and all those dudes.
The Damn Crows. That
Yeah.
brings. Well,
Yeah.
they had quite a lot of videos
Think
up
so,
at some
yeah.
time.
So-
Were they Durban based?
No, they're here.
Oh.
So from him, I learned a lot how to play some cool stuff that I still use now. You know, so I was lucky to see that. So at the same time, when I see like a younger kid getting into the scene, and you know, and make it accessible for them. You know, you want that kid to have fun, to learn, enjoy their instrument, and do all this stuff. And if you can give them something, it gives them an advantage. They do have YouTube now, so technically anything I give them is obsolete because they can just at a click of a button, there it is. We didn't have that. We had to sit, listen. How in the fuck is that guy doing this thing over here? I can't figure it out. You know, how the hell does Jeff Porcaro do this fucking shuffle, whatever it is? You have to sit and listen because there wasn't a damn video. So now it's just like, oh, well, here's a full explanation on the technique and how to do this and whatever.
Yeah, but even those, they get it wrong.
Yeah.
Like I've seen a couple of the Jeff Porcaro shuffle videos and they're all wrong. And then I watched the video that he did ages ago in his DVD. I was like, that's how you fucking do it.
Well, it's still, dude, it's just crispy. Just crispy.
Dude, like from like experiencing like new drummers and playing shows and stuff, you must have picked up a few things that drives you nuts what other drummers do, because I've got a few of them. Like I'm not talking about playing, I'm talking about like in general.
Okay, well, okay, it's probably just because I don't do it myself and I struggle to do it and I can't do it, but the stick tricks every 5 seconds grates me, dude. And like the overplaying, you know, it's like the William Shatner of like, you know, drums. Just the absolute massive overplaying. I hate it. There's a line solos. Like if you're gonna overplay like your Hulk, you need to be Eloy Casagrande. Like, you know, because you know that guy's hitting it like that. But I don't know what it is. It's just it doesn't feel as genuine to me.
I don't dig overplaying, and I hate drum solos. But the thing that pisses me off a lot.
2 things which I do immensely, like you know, like all the time.
Drum solo.
Overplaying, and like then you get the drum solo, and you're like, okay, hey, I'm getting paid. I do it.
Okay, if you're getting paid, that's a different story. But like, there was a couple of times where I was asked to do a drum solo with Andy London, the Mission Men.
Wow.
The one time I was doing percussion and he was going around the band, and then when he got to me to do the drum solo, I just grabbed the edge shakers and I just juggled them instead of doing anything. And then the one time when I was
circus juggling.
Yeah, I was just juggling the stuff. It's like that's my bongo solo. And then the one other time I had to do a solo was at the Silver Tree restaurant in Kirstenbosch. I just grabbed the mic and I did a Christopher Walken impression. That was my solo. I fucking hate solos. But the thing that drives me nuts, dude, is over tightening of like wing nuts and lugs and all that stuff. That fuck.
Yeah, that's the worst when you when
but
things get
that
stripped.
changes the pitch.
No, like if you're setting up a cymbal stand
And
for
you can't get stuff
and then
off.
like they fucking
Oh, wait,
tighten
like
it,
so
and then
it's
like the tom mounts
and
and
then-
over tighten it and everything.
And then people who don't put, like, obviously I like my memory locks. People who
memory
adjust my memory locks and then don't put them back in the spot where they were, because again, it's a comfort thing. It's like when somebody drives your car.
Fucks with your action on your
Somebody
guitar.
drives your car, moves your seat, but doesn't get it back into that exact lock placement where it was. Driving is uncomfortable now. Like it's a millimeter off. Why?
Speaking of memory locks, you know who's the worst at memory locks? Pearl.
I don't know.
I've got a Pearl cymbal stand, and it's the worst fucking stand. It's sturdy, nothing breaks, but the boom of it is smooth. So they give you this little piss willy fucking piece of shit fucking lock nut like to go onto the
outrageous.
on the
Here
arm.
we go.
And then as you're playing it, because it's so smooth, it still rotates away from you. So like I stopped using it for my ride because the ride would just start like, you know, going vertical. It's because the fucking
memory locks are the things that
It's
they've
supposed
got
to
like
lock
jagged
it in
edges,
place.
and then
Yeah.
you have to.
It's to help keep it. It's to help reinforce
I
keeping
didn't
things
know
in
the
place.
term.
Yeah.
So,
But this Pearl one
obviously,
is fucking
you
bad.
open it up with a key, and it's like it'll be a collar
Yeah,
around
yeah.
on a stand, and then it goes, okay, cool. I leave it like that, then you know it's going to be the same every time.
Timer makes the best memory locks.
And the one
fucking
thing
Timer.
I've noticed is hardware is fucking expensive.
Dude,
Like
$3.5 grand for a
ridiculous.
drum seat.
Yep.
It's called a throne, okay?
I've got a Tama first chair seat. When I bought it was years ago. It was 1.5. And I was
chair
like, holy
seat.
shit! But like the wood of the seat base is broken, so I'll have to get the refurbished. But I was like, let me go look for another one. $4,000 for the seat that I've got. $4,000.
It's only going to get worse.
Yeah, it's like golf.
It just but think about it this way: the more comfortable and ergonomic your throne is, the more your back will thank you.
Yeah.
And you understand this acutely.
Yeah. No, I've changed the way I sit.
Especially if you're doing your deadbeats thing,
Yeah.
where you're sitting for long sets,
for like 3 hours.
back
straight.
rests, and
Yeah,
having a
hemorrhoids.
comfortable throne. Exactly. The preparation H cost is
Yeah,
immense, so
bro.
rather spend the money on the throne.
Get them
Yeah,
H-roids, bro.
the way I sit now is like my knee is slightly. If I sit with my heels down, my knee is slightly lower than my hip line. So when I'm playing that, I don't lift up like this too much, because when you lift, your back naturally arches.
Yeah, and then the
So when you sit
shortening,
your
the
knees
shortening
down,
of your
you're sitting up
psoas
straight.
muscles, and then you
Yeah.
have to stretch out over here, and that leads to your back. It's taking care of something like that is good to spend money on. You know, it's
Yeah,
like
but Jesus.
tires, shoes, and bedding. You spend the money on it because it's one of those things that just
Yeah,
has
but
to
I
be
kind of
comfortable.
need that $4,000
also-
for a pair of sticks.
It's also warming up, dude.
$4,000 for a pair of sticks.
Like you, it's $4,000 for a pair of sticks.
Dude, I bought Nova drumsticks for the gig and for practices because they were like 80 Rand a pair. And then like the first practice, I broke like 2 sticks.
Stop,
Yeah, no, I
stop.
was-
You know why?
I was, like,
stop
dodging.
hitting rim shots like an animal.
No, rim shots are the
Yeah,
shit.
they are the shit. They are the shit. I love that.
A bit of
shit.
finesse. Or, you
I
can,
got-
how about this? You can get an e-kit and then you'll save money on sticks.
I rim shot that thing as well, man. No, but the rim shots I picked up from Simon Portlock.
All right.
The way he snares.
Simon Portnoy.
Portlock.
Oh, that's Lithium's old
Yeah,
drummer,
like he was the fucking rim shot guy.
It's because
he showed
he had,
me the
you know
ways.
why? He has the Gene Hoglan bell brass snare.
He had.
Hat. Where is it now?
Ramon was
sold
also
it.
a king of rim shots.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like he sold it
That
to
is
some
a
cat.
that is a rare. I mean, even as Pearl goes, that is
Yeah.
that is a rare snare to have.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of bummed he didn't ask me first, because I would have bought it from him.
I would have just bought it and just to flog at a later stage to some unsuspecting
Yeah, no,
person for lots of money.
I was at Mercury and there was this like indie band playing, and I looked at the snare, but it was painted like matte black. And then I looked at it, I was like,
And
I
it's
fucking know that.
It's indie band, and the snare's cutting through like it's
Yeah.
it's like
And
it's
I
good,
said, like,
like
who-
it's Gojira.
But dude, no, but he had this guy. He had it tuned like low, so it sounded like shit because he's in an indie band. You know, indie bands like low tune, crappy tune, fucking snare. Why?
What?
Anyways, I saw the snare and I'm like, hang on a second. So I went up to him and said, like, where did you get that snare? It's like, oh, I got it from some dude of Gumtree. He's like, was his name Simon? And he was like, yeah. Do you know him? It's like, yes, I fucking know him. Why have you got it?
It's one. I don't know. It's hard to part with gear. It's like I hoard my gear, and the parting with my Infanteria kit was difficult.
Yeah.
But it's not getting played, so it needed to go.
Hey, you parted with your
Sometimes you just got to
Pearl
let
snare with me.
things go.
Yeah, that's true. But now I've got my Black Panthers, so I'm not complaining.
Hey, I'm putting that thing to good use. I still get good compliments from it, but I need to get a new throw off because that locking mechanism is the spring is broken. So I've got it tied down with
You
some
know why?
gaffer tape.
You know why?
Why?
It's because you hit the thing like a Neanderthal with
I
the
don't
rim
hit
shots.
the-
With
Hey,
it's the rim shots.
No
It's
complaints. No
vibration.
complaints here.
Hey.
No complaints here.
Hey,
Play
this-
as hard as you can for as long as you can.
The
as
snare
far as
sounded
I'm
cool on
concerned.
Saturday.
all that Portuguese anger is coming
Yeah.
out there. You know.
Hey man, the anger still spills over too. It's like, how was the show, bro? He's like, fuck, this or that.
This is when he's got his
But meanwhile,
when,
back at the ranch,
when he's
fucking had
down
the
and
best
he's
time.
in like full freaking Christian Bale mode, and his towels around his neck over here, and he's just
You
like,
fucking rookies.
Jeez, man, I had to get outside and fast. I was
Yeah.
overheating.
Yeah.
I had one time I had a really bad like overheating thing that I actually was delirious.
Yeah.
And it was at Mercury. It was on one of the hottest nights in Cape Town, and I was fucking fainting. And then I was taken outside. I had a big like 5-liter bottle of water that I was drinking, and another one that they were pouring on me because I was just steaming and I was fucking delirious. I don't want that to happen again. So like
I've had
after I finished
a
playing,
feeling.
Ramon said like, "You okay?" So I just got to get outside. So I went outside and I just cooled down. I
on the
didn't-
rider now for me. Whenever I can, it's one of those Charles Knight and Pullen fans.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, that comes on the rider, like it must be there.
That's so funny. I bought one of those fans.
That's
because
the
of
official name of it
It's
now.
called a Charles Knight and Pullen fan. I've got one of them, and they're so quiet as well, which is the best. They're actually on special at the moment at Game for $6.99.
It is.
Russell Hobbs even.
You know what? We should get a bunch and then take a picture of Charles and just put it in the center of
Yeah.
the fan. So like just release it. It's like the Charles Knight and Pullen signature fan.
He sent me an old
comes
photo.
with its own wig accessory.
Speaking of wigs, he sent me a photo today of them jamming at Synergy in
nice.
2000.
That was in Flames, eh?
No.
Wasn't it?
It wasn't the Inflame show. It was the Synergy show, not Ramfest.
Not Ramfest.
I don't know. It was Prodigy. Prodigy
Oh
was
shit! Yeah,
Prodigy.
that was long ago.
and and his hair was all over the place. He was playing his wood thing, and his mouth was wide open as usual. And I sent him the Lion King. Ah!
This is how we do things around here. Oh shit.
Adrian, one of my first interactions with you, I'll never forget. It was the 31st of January 2015. It was Metal for Africa Summerfest.
I'm gonna say right off, I do not remember, so I
Yeah,
apologize.
yeah. No.
I don't remember
We didn't speak. You know, it's also funny. We see everywhere. When I do see, we say hello and stuff, but it's always such a loud environment that you don't really get to say much. So I'm happy you're here and that we're getting to know each other a little bit better and all that kind of jazz. But my first interaction with you was that M4A Summerfest. It was Atlantic South's first big show. And Ill System were on the bill as well. And Atlantic South opened, and that's when Sean jumped off the kick drum, and you stood there holding the kick drum the entire show.
Okay, I remember.
Now
doing
do you
something
remember?
something like
I was
that.
there.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that.
Because you know why?
Because Sean got on the kick drum and jumped off.
Because the poor drummer would have been like screaming, and it would have screwed up your show. Because like you have that kick flying away all the time and trying to, okay. I remember doing something like that. That's the kind of stuff I've done. That I've sat there with stuff's happening, and I'm sat there holding the cymbal basically to
Sean
keep
actually
it.
came and put his foot on your back as well.
That I do remember.
Yes.
I was like, laugh it up, funny boy.
Yeah.
It's like,
But that is another reason why you go back to you love to tech, you love to help out where you can. That's he said it's before my time. I was only around in April 2014 for the first time. The only local band I ever watched was Sarin Gas at the Armchair one night back in the day. It's cool to see. That was one of the first moments of community that I felt in terms of the local scene and stuff.
that's kind of also why you get it. I mean, that's the reason why I've kind of always been in and around the metal scene, because it's just it's home. Obviously, I haven't been there that often in recent years, but you get older, you have responsibilities, and it's a bit difficult. But we try. Most of the old farts now are kind of too lazy to get out there and do it now. It's comfortable, like slippers, pajamas. I'm much rather be watching Netflix at home and eating pizza than be out
like
on a Saturday night spending ridiculous amounts of money on booze and then have to get an Uber. The whole
be a
thing.
long night. Gotta call me an Uber.
Yeah, so,
Shout out Don Broker.
Yeah, dude. It's like I often got asked, like, "Are you going to like Ramfest?" It's like, I'm not playing, so no.
it comes to that point where you don't go. If you're not playing,
It can get expensive as well, dude.
Oh, I mean, that's the whole thing, right?
Yeah,
Get your kids into music and or loving instruments, and they'll never ever have enough money to buy drugs.
Hey, that's true.
That's where we're headed.
Although I know a few people that can contest that.
Oh
claim
yeah,
quite
yeah.
well.
Look, I mean that.
That's the ideal world right there.
Oh, dude! After the show, when I was chatting to you, and that chick came up to us,
Yeah.
and then you were like, handily had a phone call, and you were like, because she says, "Can I ask you guys a favor?" Then you were like, "Oh, I've got to take this call," and you buggered off
Oh,
and left
really?
me.
I didn't know about that.
Oh, you pulled a. Oh,
Yeah,
well
and
done.
I'm standing there, and it's like, yeah,
I know exactly
yeah.
what you're talking about.
And she goes like, yeah. I said like, yeah, what do you want? And she goes like, well, and I was just like, it's wondering if I just need a line of coke.
Oh, I remember this.
Yeah.
I remember this. This wasn't that at Lakeside?
No, this was at the gig on Saturday.
Okay, well, I didn't hear that last explanation.
Because you like we were chatting and then
I
a chick
remember
came
this.
to
Can I
ask
tell you
us-
what happened?
What?
I saw the face. I knew exactly what was coming.
Oh, really?
And I just went, I'm out of here.
Yeah, he left me there with.
So
this chick.
you left, man, standing there.
He could have, he handled it.
Yeah, she goes like, I just like, you know,
I just knew something.
I just need,
I get
you know,
so
like,
awkward in those situations.
I just need a line of Coke. And I'm like, well, I don't do that stuff and I don't have any. So sorry. Then she just looks at me. She goes like, and then she looks away and then she gives me the thumbs up and walks away like
See,
a life
I
has
don't have
collapsed.
the balls to do that.
Wow.
I would have entertained the conversation for 15 minutes.
No, that's when
And,
you hand her a pamphlet and you go like, listen.
Have you heard of Jesus?
I was like, exactly, immediately, and it'll switch around, like disappear very fast.
I remember that moment. I was like,
Yeah, I noticed.
yeah, I'm out of here.
Oh, wow.
Shit, is that bad, eh?
No, it was hilarious.
Have I made myself look bad?
No, it was hilarious because
Okay.
it's like I don't want any part of this.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just gonna take this phone call. Someone's trying to call me.
But I think I was maybe going to phone
I mean,
someone.
obviously you get that, and it's crazy and it's fun. But it's stuff like that makes the whole scene, you know, enjoyable and fun, and wanting to be there, and especially the musical side of it. You know, that's why obviously I get in with the bands, and I like meeting the bands and seeing the bands doing well and getting up. I mean, it's nice seeing, like, especially like, you know, when you see a young band coming and then it clicks and then they start to get it. It's always nice to see that, you know, to see other people's success. It's
For sure.
It is very, very nice, and at least I know that I've left something. You know, if one kid's learned something rad, you know, great. You know, and then if he kind of contributes that back, because our community is so tiny, it's so small.
It is,
as
yeah.
it is. And we're very lucky to have had some of the stuff we've had, given the astronomical amount of money it costs to do these kinds of things. Obviously, it's a bit difficult now, but you know, we had people put that time, that effort, and keeping it going. You have people like all the Metal for Africa folks behind the scenes who are always, you know, trying to keep that running, and it's a labor of love.
Yeah, shout out Patrick.
It was cool to see him on
It
Saturday
was
as
awesome
well.
to see him.
It was very cool.
Exactly. It's
And he
like-
was filming,
Yeah.
climbing on flipping barrels, trying to get the good shot.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's
Legend.
really,
You know?
that's kind of stuff that goes unappreciated, because it wasn't even one of his shows. He was just there. It was in his hood. He came down. I just felt such a sense of, like, there's not even a word to explain it. I was a bit speechless that so many people came out. There were a lot of people, dude. I never expected the place to be as packed out as it was during our set.
Yeah, and I
And,
was surprised that they stayed
And
on.
everybody stayed on. I mean, I booked my people to come pick me up at 12:30. I could have been there at least another hour or two.
But that's just it. I
Yeah.
think we're craving it now, especially because we've missed that community and the camaraderie and the vibe that we always would get with our biannual fests, and, you know, the other shows that would get organized, like the independent things that people would do. It is a love thing, you know, and that's why I still do it. And even though I've kind of not actively playing the metal stuff right now, I still love it. You know, and if I do something, it's because I want to do it, and it's a labor of love. And I enjoy playing for other people and doing stuff, and like, especially like with Mark Hayes, like, we're friends. We've been friends for a long time, and like, I play his stuff. But you know, it really is his baby, because it's his solo stuff. It's his job. It's what he does. You know, so.
I came across him. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt
Came
you.
across him.
I went and watched Seether at Grand West
Yeah,
and 12th
they were the
Avenue
support-
Open.
yeah.
I never knew who they were. And I thought they were awesome.
Yeah.
Trying to throw me off.
So like,
came
with
across
him,
him.
it's
Like,
his
over
job. No, man.
Well, that's what he's laughing about. So yeah.
Yeah. So then with that, like, you know, I enjoy that, and it's really cool. But that is, I get paid for those shows because it's his job, it's his work, it's what he
Yeah.
does, you know. And I get my session. So there's that. But like, I don't know. There's something you said one time. It's like the stuff that's in your balls. That's my vibe. You know, like the
Yeah.
metal stuff is in there. So that's my.
It's also high energy. I mean, like I was chatting to someone the other day about the music, and you know, we wouldn't dig the same music. I just love the high energy stuff. You know, if you go up on stage and you got a drummer just thrashing it out, and same with guitars, it's just how I'm tuned. That's how you tuned.
Except the body now, the mind is willing, but the flesh is weak. Ask this dude.
Are you slowing down?
Dude, it hurts, man.
It does.
Especially if you're out of practice. I mean, this dude must have been hurting the next day.
Oh,
after
actually,
yesterday's
Got a bit
show.
of a limp.
On the Sunday after the show, I still had a 5-hour deadbeats rehearsal.
Ooh, nasty.
That's pain, bro.
So I was hurting on Monday.
Yeah. I had
Like I couldn't walk on Monday.
Yeah, but that's conditioning. It is all conditioning. I mean, you think about it. Dave Lombardo he's playing for Testament now.
Yes.
So he's going to go in and smash those Testament songs. But I mean, it's what he does.
Yeah, he's been doing it for years.
Drummers are one of
Yeah.
those types of athletes that tend to get better as they get older. Where it's
Yeah.
the reverse with normal athletes.
And reverse for Lars
Except
Ulrich.
for Lars. But Lars' bank account keeps going bigger.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like,
exactly.
Whereas everybody else is getting smaller.
It's
Yeah.
one. Choose one.
What am I doing this for?
See,
Ability or money?
He can get
Yeah.
enough. He can get enough
Yeah.
exercise. Scrooge McDuck swimming through his money, bro. It's like, you know. So
Yeah, but I get what you mean. In you do get better as you get older,
Yeah,
because
but-
also you know your limits as well.
Well, if you don't get better as you get older, then you're not doing it properly.
yeah, but it really
it's
is
not about the
conditioning.
years; it's about the hours.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
So yeah, it's conditioning, which we don't do often enough, and especially now, like when I'm not playing those corporate shows or those big shows with Mark, where I'm playing for 3-4 hour sets sometimes.
That's
like
crazy.
because I haven't done it. If I go back and do like a Bon Jovi show now, I will be broken
Wrecked.
because like my back, and then I just like, why are my abs hurting? It's because every time you come down on the snare, it's like a mini crunch, and like now
Yeah.
if you've hit the thing like 6,000 times during a set. You know, it's like
Yeah,
6,000 tiny little crunches that you've done. You're like, why is my whole midsection hurting? If
Yeah.
you're not doing it, it takes it out of you.
You also come up with interesting ways of holding a stick after a while.
Yeah.
Like you'll start like gripping it with your pinky finger and your palm, and you're like, okay, now that's not working. Then you put it between your middle and your ring finger, and you're playing like that. And then you're just gripping it with your thumb as hard as you can, just throwing your wrist.
Or in your next break, you sit with your trigger settings if you're playing the ear kit, and you put everything at maximum velocity
Yeah, and
and
you just
sensitivity.
touch
So I
it.
just have to go, just a tap, you know, and bah, massive arena snares.
I've got my kick set up like that, so I don't have to like beat it because I'm so desperately afraid of breaking that KD 22A that I've got on my kick drum. So like I try not to hit it too hard, so I've got that sensitivity that are really high. But it does
that goes
often do
missing-
double triggers.
If that ever goes missing,
I know where to go.
I may not know where you could find it.
Because I've got
that-
it now.
Fuck, dude, that was $6,000 when I bought it.
What? So for the listeners, please.
Okay, I've got for my V drums. He doesn't have it, so that's the one thing that I've got that he doesn't. It's called the Roland KD 22A, and it's basically a kit that you put on a normal 22-inch kick
Oh
drum.
yes,
So
I
it's
do
putting
know
an
this.
electronic
Yeah.
kick head with a trigger
Onto
built
a normal
into it,
bass drum.
onto a normal bass drum.
Yeah, and it's got
Amazing.
it's got like a chipboard plate on the clips, but that whole thing is pretty much just like a head with some clips on it and the pad from a normal KD8, whatever the fuck it is. But that's $6,000 at the time. It's now like 8,000 now.
So you've got that.
Yeah, I've got that.
Wow.
I got it for the deadbeats.
So does it so you don't actually hit the main kick drum?
No,
It's got a little sort of central rubber
Yeah.
section where the
Yeah.
trigger is housed
Okay.
in the middle. So it's just in that little.
yeah.
Do you get any sort of residue from the?
You do.
You
I mean,
get a
like from
bit.
the resonant head, you get a little bit of ringing, but,
But
you
yeah,
don't
it's not.
fucking hear
It's
it.
not like the VAD kits, the new kits, which look like full-on acoustic shells.
Yeah.
But the electronic kits are.
Yeah, and they
that's-
still produce a
that
tone.
that is on like Father Christmas. Like, please bring me one of those.
The one photo I posted of you, there's the
David
What?
Draven.
Let's almost try that one.
what
Burping a bit like.
oh yeah.
They sound like
yeah.
Arnie now.
Well, usually he just burps straight into the microphone. I'm impressed actually. But
You were
the
saying, Gareth?
one photo I saw of you, the one that I posted recently was it seems as though that you had done some sort of hybrid setup. I think you had aces and spades. It looked like aces and spades, and you had your Roland hi-hat and then your acoustic kit, everything else.
No, I use I use what I do is they have this SPDS sampling pad, so there you can load up your backtrack. So like a lot of the guys pros will use. I know it's great for running your samples or running your whole. You can run the lights off there. You can MIDI control your lighting rig from there, even if you want. You can program all that stuff. It's amazing. So I'll run samples, backing, extra things like claps, whatever, if I don't have the gear with me. And then obviously the acoustic side so that you can have everything. And I have extra cymbal triggers and things when I do sub drops or whatever it is. So I set that up that way, just like with Infanteria, I would have like outros and intros, whatever playing, so the hybrid setup is magic for your show.
Yeah, but specifically, I saw that it was your hi-hat, not your SPDX.
Would have been. So what I would have been running there if it was, it was that place in Long Street with all the flags. That's where that was probably it.
Well, it looked, the interior looked like aces and spades.
It's
Neighborhood?
No, it was in Long Street. It was near the bottom. It was where like Peasant played
Ragazzi?
offered. No.
Jeez, Ragazzi.
Club Med?
Club Med, that's the one. It would have been there.
Okay.
So it was it's a cymbal pad, but what I've got linked to a little module called the TM2, which is what you'll find if you watch Crim, if you watch all the heavy metal touring drummers. Yeah. It's just a tiny little unit which you can plug in a bunch of triggers to, which they'll use for their bass drums. But you can also put a little card in there and you can do short samples, intros, sub drops, whatever it is. You can't have massive long things like you can because the memory capacity.
Like Sean's MPX, like loading.
Yeah,
loading.
It's a memory thing. Yeah. So obviously on the SPD, you've got much bigger hard drive, much more processing power, so you can load whole long shows onto there. But this thing is small, it's for traveling, it's battery powered, compact, whatever. So I'll run my kick drums on there, and then I'll run like my sub drop on there. So if I'm playing, and all of a sudden I need that, so there I'll hit the pad, and I'll be like the cymbal pad will be like rad.
We need that.
I use that. We can use it with your system. I got that on my V drum. I saw a really old one. A really
10 grand.
No, dude.
20
plus.
20 plus.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But I will say this.
Worth it.
It is worth every single penny.
Yeah, I saw a really old one.
Because of how versatile it is. So I've taken that thing. That thing has paid itself back in dividends for me with Mark's shows where we play duo, trio things. That's my drum set.
Yeah, I've seen you play in the Gordon's Bay with that. I
take a kick drum and I take the SPD and I've got it set up with each individual because it's
like
got 9
that video
pads.
I sent to you guys today.
Yeah,
were you able to open it? Because I know you don't use it.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's enabled us to be able, like for me at least, to get more work, to do those kinds of things. Your volume's controlled. It's in the backpack on the plane. I played shows like that, like up country, and all I did was SPDS in the back of my bag, and just like off I went, hand luggage.
That's awesome.
And there's my drum set right there.
Yeah, I saw you playing Gordon's Bay with that as your kit with Mark.
It did the job, and luckily Roland hooked me up when I'm up in Joburg. Like they'll get something from, they'll distribute something up there or whatever, and get it for me if I need it, like a kick drum or stuff like that. And that was really nice, so that I can play. And then there's my show in a bag.
Shout out Roland.
Yes.
So are you in partnership with Roland?
An endorsee and kind of ambassador.
Well, then definitely shout out Roland.
I suppose an ambassador. I guess an ambassador for Roland South Africa. Yeah.
Nice. I mean, listen, you've
especially
got enough
in the metal side of things. And
I mean, your kit is the TD30, is it?
Yeah. Which is discontinued.
Incredible.
It's an amazing kit, but you won't find them. They're super
But you've
reliable.
even got the choke,
Yeah, that's all. I mean, all the new generation kits have all that and more. But the big thing about this, especially if you want to use it live, is it's got all these direct outs.
Yeah, that's exactly why I want.
So I know that's why he wants one without having to upgrade to the big Papa Bear, which is the new one, the TD50.
Yeah,
that's like 100 and something grand, eh?
The TD50 just for the brain. It comes like it comes as a pack, like the brain, the snare, and the ride. And the last time I checked, it was like $70,000.
Yeah, but the snare is also super kitted
it's
out.
It's all
with some-
USB now.
It's a 14-inch deep
okay.
snare. Yeah.
So it's a full size snare. The ride cymbal is also 18-inch.
Yeah.
So and now the difference is with this now and the new hi-hats
It's got touch sensitivity.
is they're digital.
Yeah.
So it's USB. So it's not analog anymore. So the control and everything on that is insane. So
Yeah.
for instance,
so much faster.
yeah, the processing power is like a milliseconds. It's crazy. But the interesting thing with the new stuff, TD30 all reliable. I love it to death. The upgrade part with the 50 now, those digital things, right? There's more sensors in it, so it reacts and behaves much more like an actual acoustic instrument. So,
Yeah.
for instance, if when we do the little cross stick thing, you know, when we're on the rim and you go click the little clicks,
You have to press a button.
I have to push a button on my module, okay?
Yeah.
Because it's previous gen. You
Yeah.
know, it's all tech now. You
Mine's
know?
the same.
And now is
Yeah.
it just automatic?
X
Nah.
stick.
The new thing, it senses the static in your hand. So as
Yeah.
soon as you don't have to push any buttons. So you're going and
you
you're playing
just
and you
do
just
it.
put your hand down, you do that, it changes, you know,
Wow.
in like with speed
That's
of thought type
phenomenal.
of thing.
Yeah.
And if you touch the ride,
Yeah, I can
it'll
face
start
it.
muting like you're putting your hand on a real cymbal where it'll stop vibrating.
Yeah.
And the more pressure you add, then obviously the quieter it gets. So you can just put a finger on it and it'll still have a little bit of sizzle to it, and then you push harder and then it
Yeah,
stops.
and you can do what those guys who think that they the shit do is when they hit the like the right cymbal and then they're like with the side of their hand on the bell going boom 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 boom.
Yes, you can do that
You
kind
can
of
do that
stuff.
shit with
Okay,
the,
that's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
When they do the cool drum solos.
like,
where they
oh, you wanna
when
be
they-
cool?
When they take the sticks and they hit the sides of the things going... Ting, ting.
yeah, ting, 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 ting.
You want to be cool?
Yeah.
So I do that, although I do that sometimes. But
I can't remember who said it, but like someone asked him, why do you play traditional grip? He goes like, well, it makes me look professional. Makes me look like I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's like-
that's
it's
why.
like- yeah.
Well, professional makes me look traditional.
Yeah, because like it makes people think that you know what you're doing.
Yeah,
is
yeah,
when
yeah.
you got like
It's like watching,
he's digging at people who stand there like.
Did you
"What the
see
fuck
how
you-"
we've done this? Eh?
Uh-huh.
That we've got the drumsticks on his side, so we know that that's his chair. You know?
And
so if you ever wants to demonstrate,
Nah, I'm the worst at stick tricks.
What is it? That the guy that also freaks me out when I watch him play, Nick Pierce, from Unearth.
Oh yeah.
He plays. He
DVD.
plays. Is it that the
shout
black?
out Mike Pocock.
Is that the Black Hearts Now Rain one?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
We'll have to check it out.
That would have been around 2003, 2004.
I
Around
don't
about
know
there.
what-
Black Hearts Now Rain. Watch that DVD. It'll change your life. The Oncoming Storm album is like my jam.
That's the one. It's Mike. I found it. You can come get it again. This is Mike Pocock.
Did you get to watch them when they came?
No, I didn't. That was all before my time.
Dude, sick. And like Nick Pierce, he plays crazy blast beats and shit, traditional grip. It's just like,
Yeah. And then, dude, I used to play traditional grip on my kit at home quite a lot, just because like I wanted to learn it. There's definite benefit to it.
I mean, especially with again, economy of motion. You watch that new whiz kid, Grayson Recruitment. Have you seen him?
Yeah. But he's
I
got
think
a
it's
weird
important
technique
to-
where he uses his thumb.
Yeah,
He goes like,
he changes and he switches, but it's
Yeah.
that finger. It's that Buddy Rich when he does that crazy Buddy Rich roll. And like,
Yeah,
man,
I've seen a dude who's doing like ghost notes, but he's doing this with his fingers at the same
Yeah,
time.
that's
he's
what you do. But then when he
Yeah.
does like really fast stuff, he uses his thumb and his
Yeah,
wrist,
yeah,
and
yeah,
the
yeah.
stick is
I've s-
bouncing between his thumb. That's very
And the way they do
unorthodox.
fills, like obviously
Yeah,
you've got to
it-
go right, left, right, like paradiddles kind of
especially
vibe.
guys coming from marching band type stuff. You know,
Yeah.
it's what you're gonna have
It's
the rudiments
incredible.
and the way you do it. So
I saw
You've got to know a
marching
little
band
bit of
guy.
traditional grip, a little bit.
It's not crucial.
Just for your standard
You know where
four beats and shit.
dude. You know where traditional grip came from?
Where did it come from?
It came from like the marching drummers in armies.
because
yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
the things would be
because
sitting
it
on the
be
side
hanging on the side. So like
it's hard
you
with
play
your
like
left
that,
hand.
like- yeah.
because the drum would
That's
hang
where
over
it
to
came
the left
from.
side. It hang on a thing that's sitting
Okay.
here. So it's fine because you could reach across with this hand, but it's a bit hard to.
Yeah, so that's why they do that. And then those guys would be playing in bands, and then because they learned it that way, that's how they played it. So the traditional grip
I don't
didn't
hate
come
that.
from the drum set; it came from marching band.
Still love it.
It works.
To your health, gentlemen.
Oh yeah.
Cheers, boys. Yeah. Thank you so
And
much for
let's
joining the show.
Hopefully, we didn't pick up COVID at the. Oh, I said the word. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Oh no, we have been taken off fucking YouTube. Thanks, Adrian.
Fuck. Might as well show my dick now.
Sorry. The unmentionables.
Check us out on OnlyFans. But hey, listen, that's what I was saying earlier on. I didn't want to allude to it, but I was, when then the place starts filling up, and I did find myself for about 5 minutes going, fuck,
Of course, I'm the only one who walks in there with a mask on. There was
No, you weren't.
was
We
like,
were
you must,
all
no. When I
very
got in
diligent.
there, everyone else when it was off. It's like,
Yeah,
you must be new here. I'm like,
Yeah.
listen, lady. The last time I got this thing, it put me on my ass for freaking ages.
Yeah.
The fatigue wrecked me. The mental anguish that I went through, it stopped me playing drums from 7 months because I got it at a show.
Yeah.
And even though I took the precautions, but
Yeah.
that was pre-vax though.
Sure.
But even so, I was like, I'm just going to try and mitigate my risk, but also for you as well.
Sure. Sure.
So
But
it was like,
we were all like that when we rocked up. We were all like masked up. But then eventually you just start, nobody else is wearing masks.
know.
And then you eventually just slowly
and
but
then when
surely
you're
just
screaming
take
at
it
the
off.
bar lady, it's like, you know what? Just
Yeah, exactly.
read my lips.
Yeah, that's why I reckon that I want to learn sign language, but it only
pre-vax.
works when other
You
people
should be
can
fine
speak
now.
sign
Yeah.
language.
I mean, you should be hundreds. We're not going to go into that.
No,
Because
I'm
pre-infection
good.
and vax and all that shit.
It's just more like I think this thing has turned me into completely disliking having to be around people.
I shat myself for 2
I was
years,
like,
Adrian.
I don't want to be like I don't like people being around people anymore. You need to see a doctor about that, actually, Gareth.
Not enough preparation, H, will ever cure me.
They have incontinence diapers at your local discount if you need help with that, bro. See a doctor, bro.
Yeah,
2 years is a long time.
Exactly, right?
But yeah, so it was that as well, just not having to be around people. And I've worked remotely, like for my full-time job is I get to work remote. So
Yeah, me too.
Having to be with people and like outside of the comfort of my own home, I mean, it wasn't new, but even so, now getting back to it, it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
And I don't like people breathing on me and because I'm at that
I
point
never
now-
did, really.
Yeah. No, but you're getting drunk and you're having,
Yeah.
and everything's
Yeah.
getting sort of,
I know.
and people are putting arms around you. It's like, bro, I haven't seen you in ages. And like, you smell like a brewery. Like, it's that vibe.
Guilty.
So now I'm so much more wary of that now. Because
No,
I'm
totally.
like, well, okay, besides the other thing, like, could you possibly be giving me, like,
Yeah. No, and also that gets worse as you get older as well.
I think it just, there I wouldn't care. The guy could be like bleeding on me practically. It would be fine. Now I'm just
Totally.
like, don't touch me with your body fluids.
Yeah, don't touch me on my.
So,
But you were saying something about your kit
yes.
earlier.
So the kit, it's amazing. It's fantastic. And the new tech is, it's so versatile. I've gotten good shows and it's still helped me with the metal stuff. So, like the new Infanteria album, I tracked now. Both times I've done it with my kit, but most recently I tracked it. So once the album is dropped, which hopefully won't be too long now.
This is a Terrier album.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Chris working at it in the UK.
Yeah, no, we've finished. It's done. We finished it. Hein should be finishing. Well, the masters are done. I think.
Heinrich Kolner
Yeah,
again, eh? Nice.
yeah. It took a bit longer than we wanted to because he was finalizing the mixing, and then Hein was immigrating, and then he sold his house, and then all his gear, and then he was mixing it in a room which wasn't treated, and he wasn't happy with the results. So he's like, "Leave it. Let me finish the mix properly once I'm all set up again." So he's built himself his new PC and he's got his nice new monitoring speakers and his room's treated. So now he's finished it off, and he gave us kind of like the pretty much final masters to listen to and give any potential lost feedback. So it's on its way.
Nice. Last one was Serpent, eh?
Yeah, with Serpent's Conquer. So
Serpent's Conquer.
it's taken long. Obviously, Tim hadn't finished the bass yet, and then the pandemic hit, and it was hard to start recording.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we record with Heinrich, we don't tend to sit at home. We tend to track with him because he goes full producer on us. He's like, that wasn't as tight as I would have liked, So we sit and we play. I don't program the drums; I play them. So,
Thank the Lord.
Hallelujah, hallelujah,
No, well,
hallelujah.
I want to make a T-shirt that said "Played, not programmed."
That can be used in so many different concepts, like played, not programmed.
Yeah.
Like,
I actually created a
like your
design.
last girlfriend.
Yes, man.
Yeah, fair enough. No, but I actually made the design and I sent it to Glenn Fricker. On
Oh,
SNG.
really?
I sent it
I
to
love
him.
that
So
guy.
Oh, the Spectre guy. who
Yeah,
shouts
I said,
at
like,
everything.
Studios.
because you're always like, championing the drummer. Here's a T-shirt design. He didn't respond
You're
to
a
me.
South African Glenn Fricker. You know that?
He is. He
Okay,
is.
fuck.
Yeah, but just the way he tells the honest truth, and he says, "Suck it up if you don't like it."
Yeah, fuck it. I mean, why? Why must
Yeah.
I pussyfoot around because your mangina's all fucking...
But back to Infanteria.
So yes, I play that, and my kit facilitates it. So like Roland has been really good to me. In fact, everybody's been. I mean, like Mapex has been great to me. With my acoustic side. I mean, the guys from Roland, Mapex, South Africa, Bothner's musical distributors, they've looked after me so well for years and years. So like,
They are a great
Thank you.
bunch.
Thank you.
They are
Wow.
such a nice bunch of people.
It is.
All the staff, all the managers, everyone, just from top to bottom, they've all been super cool. Even with me over the years, because I met Jerome. He was managing, or he was in Plumstead.
Yes.
Years and years and years. When I was 14, and I was taking drum lessons with a guy named Tony. And that's how I met them. And he used to be like, "Oh yeah, I'll clean you. I'll give you some cymbal cleaner." Because I started playing drums first, and then I went to guitar after when drums are too hard.
I'll give you some cymbal cleaner.
Stop it, listen to me. It's trying to kill you. So I met all those dudes back in the day when I went to go have lessons, and it seems like all they stick around for a long time. That shows that there's a good culture in the company.
Yeah, I mean, like, getting my first. Remember the kit from Jerome when they were still in the old Wordmiller Center,
Yeah.
and I landed up getting a Thomas Star Classic Esprit.
That's the 8-lug. That's the 8-lug 22.
In the sea green sort of
Yeah.
thing. That kit got legs somewhere. I'd love to find out where that is. But yeah, that was like the first new kit that I bought, and like they helped me out getting all that stuff, from
But they're so good about
back
that.
then. Back then, and then when I eventually got the kind of Jerome, I was like, dude, Mapex, like come check it out. And then like they've been looking after me that way ever since, So I've been lucky with them, and that helps with the gear. And even though I'm not a full timer like a lot of the guys. I'm so lucky that I get a lot of the benefits that the full time guys do.
Yeah, you lucky bastard.
But also, you put the time in
I
your
try-
spare time
I-
to help the other guys out.
I try.
to create awareness and say, hey, why didn't you get this?
Like,
why didn't you get that?
It always happens
This
that
really helps me.
I play at a show and then people say, "Oh, the sound was amazing. How are you getting it out of this little thing?" I'm like, "Well, this is the tech," and people ask about it, and
Yeah. But that's important. That's why you're an ambassador. You say, oh, well, this works for me.
Yeah.
You should try it, this and that, the other.
I would have loved to have had a TD50 to track the new Infanteria album, but like mine does the job. I mean, I think
You use the TD30 to do the tracking. Okay.
And
See,
look,
that's the compromise that I've been talking about the whole
Was
fucking time.
Mike helping you out with that?
Big Mike.
Big Mike, yeah.
Mike,
Because he came to your house and he was recording some shit
that
with
was
you.
with some other thing we're going to do hopefully soon. I've got a little collab going, like a after the lockdown type of collab going with a couple of other locals, or Mr. Shredderson and
Oh, okay, cool.
couple of Tim and I think Mr. Other porter from Deadline.
Carlos.
Yes.
Okay, the thrashy vibe.
Yeah,
Nice.
something a bit fun, and Mark Olwacher, old zombie bass.
Oh, okay,
Mark.
yeah.
So yeah, I got a couple of things like that. We try and do some. Mike helped me with it because I hate trying
Shit,
to track.
wait, just hold on a
I
second.
hate tracking while.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
doing. I got to hit the space
Gotta
bar
have
and
someone else
whatever.
going like,
It's
"Hey, listen."
I hate that shit.
But he's also second ear.
Yeah, and then I mean Mike, the Serpents I tracked at 7-string.
Yeah.
So like Mike
Yeah.
and Neil were there, kind of putting me through the paces.
Shout out
while I was
7
tracking.
string. Yeah, baby. They tracked out. I mean, that's how we met everybody.
Yeah.
Neil, Carla, Mike.
That's how you met everybody.
I'm
Yeah.
talking about we as in Atlantic South.
Okay.
Because I still feel like that's the way I got to meet everybody.
Yeah.
Playing shows and stuff and meeting, and I just felt like we were taken in by the right people. Carla was like took us in. Then we met Mike. Then we met Neil. Then we met you. It was epic. And Bobby was part of it at the time.
Yes, Bobby.
Shout out, Bobby.
And aren't they making a comeback? We'll see. So wait, stop, hold the phone. Carlos, JC Switchblade, basically of Deadline. You, Ollie,
Tim,
Labor,
bass,
Infanteria bass, Tim.
and Mark.
and Mark
Ulvacher,
on bass as well,
No,
on guitar.
rhythm guitar.
Nice, dude. That is a super.
No,
little group there.
just a bit of fun. Because
But it's super.
like I said, I haven't played because of the whole, from Mark Hayes' side, he's doing solo stuff because obviously budgets and
Easier,
things like
yeah.
that. It's easier when it's just, you don't have to pay your band and all that kind of thing. And obviously with Infanteria being kind of on different continents, it's a little difficult. So I haven't really played. So this was kind of one way of kind of getting me back into it, especially after 2021, where that just mentally I wasn't in the right space. Motivation, I'd lost all motivation to play after I'd gotten sick.
Did it hit you hard?
It hit me hard, but it's because I filled in at a show and I was like, that's money, and I filled in.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of like, I shouldn't really be doing this, but I'll do it. And it was just, I
How's
probably should
that?
have done it.
That's one way to put you off. I'm gonna do it just this once, and then boom.
And then it was at that one time, So and then after that, again, it's a very very strange thing. So it messed with the head.
Fucks with your head totally.
And then I was like 7 months no playing, and then eventually I was like, okay, it's time to start relearning how to play, basically, because I was like, oh, where's my timing gone? Out the window.
Yeah.
So now it feels right to start playing again. And I haven't even visited like Roland HQ or anything. So it's on my list. I'm gonna go visit them.
and
See
that's
the
a
new
big
tech.
feat as well. Then,
Well, this is the furthest south that I've been for a while.
amazing. Well, we appreciate it, man.
Yeah, so I gotta visit more. And like now that there's a bit more shows coming as well, I kind of feel like okay, life needs to kind of start
We
getting back
can't
to it.
live our lives in fear,
Feel like
and we
Brendan-
also can't live our lives with like an ostrich with our head in the sand.
Feels like Brendan Fraser, where he's underground with that movie where they think the bomb-
Encino Man.
Encino Man.
Oh, the bomb,
Yeah,
the bomb's gonna drop, and then
No,
they come
budge, chill.
outside, and everything's like,
chill.
Yeah. Well,
Squirrely. No squeeze on the juice.
Paulie Shaw.
Yeah, he's my favorite, dude. I still follow him to this day.
What's
he's
he
got
dead?
he's got a podcast. He's got a show.
Some grunt.
He's got Sweating with the Wheeze that he over lockdown he created this little workout channel called Sweating with the Wheeze.
Oh my goodness!
And he takes strippers from Las Vegas and they do it with him. It's brilliant. You should check it out.
One
I'll
way to
send you
get
a
people
link.
to watch your content.
So you got Terrier, you've got the little super group that you got going.
Super group.
You got Mark. I like it. Is a little super group.
It is a little super
Listen,
group.
okay.
actually.
So, no, wait, let's
it's
do
a
the
bit of fun.
exercise.
It's a bit of fun. It's not like a permanent thing. It's just like everybody just has their thing, and it's a bit of fun. And that's the kind of thing I'm open to doing.
Sounds like
now.
he's being very defensive about all
Yeah.
this.
Jeez.
Like, what
I
the
mean,
fuck,
where were
bro?
you on the Friday the 14th?
But yeah, it's doing things like this to keep one sane.
Yeah, for sure. But let's talk about it. We got Mark, who's Zombies and Sadabius. We have you. We've got Mark Hayes, Infanteria, and all your other projects that we mentioned earlier. We got
You didn't mention
Ollie.
the goth keyboard days though.
Ollie, who's Bullet Script, Alive at Midnight, Raksha. Then you've got Tim, who is Infanteria, and
Everybody's music videos.
and everybody's music videos, along with Rick Shields as well. They always seem to team up.
You see what's
I've got a great music video idea to pitch to Tim.
Yeah. Dude, that's a very fun group. I mean, I'm looking forward to hearing what... Oh, and Carlos of Deadline as well.
Who's
I mean,
also
that's amazing.
a complete different breed of animal.
I love it. I love his vibe. I love it.
It's like I wish I could bottle that dude's energy and sell it because it's like,
Yeah.
Unlimited
Yeah.
power.
That's the endorphins from the gains, man. Virgin Active Monday to Friday.
Like tearing the chest fibers
That's it,
hard
yeah.
there, bro.
Hey, listen, man. If you're not playing music and your chest ain't swole, you're fucking not doing it right.
Except, look, except for me, it's like the chest isn't swelling. this is getting
Hey, man.
bigger.
Yeah.
With that Gene Hoglan,
That pop suck is
Barker vibe.
getting a bit bigger.
But I'll tell you what. Generally, for a set, you need to do this the next time you have a set
Yeah.
like that. Is get the watch on. I burn more calories playing an hour of drums than I do like 45 minutes
Yeah.
of squash.
Whoa. Yeah, no, that is true. Yeah?
Yeah, I would.
Squash is intense as well.
I burn more
believe that.
calories playing drums than I do. Like, how is it possible?
You play squash?
Yeah, well,
I challenge thee.
is it
shit?
I play quite a bit of squash as well.
I haven't played for a while, but
Myself and Sean play.
my lower
quite a-
back and my knees. But hey, I'll do it.
Hey,
No, no, let's go.
I literally am barred from playing any
'Cause your leg.
sports like that because of my legs. So even if I wanted to play squash, I couldn't.
Yeah, but I mean, listen, man, the way you play drums, it's just cardio. I mean, we all like sweaty. This guy is just like drenched.
No,
Yeah.
but you put your back into it, man. It's like everything. It's
Turned down
it's-
for what?
Yeah.
I control my sweat quite easily, but when I play drums and I get past like that threshold of where your body is now, I need to start cooling myself down. It's gotten so early in the set compared to when I was young. It's fucking frightening.
It's your
But-
menopause coming through there.
Yeah,
bro.
dude, I mean, like I mentioned in the chat, it's like maybe we should include a fitness regime in practices now, like push-ups
No, he
and shit.
legit.
Well, you
offered
joke.
that.
All the touring bands now, they aren't going out and motley crewing all
No, no,
night.
no.
They're eating healthy. They've got workout
They've got
routines.
pull-up bars
There's-
connected to their
There's like
fucking tour
freaking
bus.
John Petrucci, like getting those.
Can you
Those
imagine the whole
guns
of
of his-
Motley Crue doing pull-ups on Tommy Lee's dick because it's so fucking huge?
That is not the mental picture I
push-ups.
needed to make my day right now.
The visual is just. a
Although there
nightmare.
is that new Pam and Tommy Lee series, I must.
Apparently, it's very good.
investigate.
I've heard that it's
Sebastian
quite good.
Stan, or Winter Soldier, like he's playing
Yeah.
Tommy Lee.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm actually not. I'm not. I mean, listen. I was educated early on that Pam and Tommy. Who hasn't seen it? Let's be honest.
It took me
You're
ages to
talking
find
about
it.
Baywatch, right?
No, I'm-
Ah, little
like your
fucking
style.
like little
I like your
fucking
style.
like you know
Yeah, I like your
Maria
style.
over here.
I plead the fifth.
Mother Teresa. Hey, Mother Teresa, you
But,
never
I
seen
may
anything
have
like
found
this.
a Playboy.
Hey.
I may have found a Playboy with a cover.
Playboy. Oh, he still uses the paper. Hey,
It's not paper.
hey, what the hell?
It's a moving picture.
Moving pictures, man.
But yeah, I want to watch that, dude. Yeah.
You got to see the flaps.
Oh my god. Timestamp.
Cut that. Wow.
That's hilarious.
That's just,
And you know that's staying in.
Yeah,
right?
the ripples.
I don't even know what to say to that.
Yeah, no, you don't need to say anything. Trust me. This is what it.
Zing.
This is what it. What we do this for,
5
man.
more minutes in hell for you.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm
Add it to the list.
dude. I've got fucking season tickets for when I get to hell. I'm gonna. It's like it's.
Ooh,
What is this place? Why
That's
is
such a great name for a song.
What?
Season tickets to hell.
Yeah.
That is a good name for
That-
a song.
Trademark, not timestamp. Season tickets to hell. That's a fucking great name for a song.
Well, thanks. I came up with
That's
that right
actually
now.
a great name for a band as well.
No, it's a
Trademark,
shit name for a
trademark.
band.
Look, I came up with part of that, so it's like 20% like of songwriting credits is mine.
Ah, fuck.
I'll give it to you. So we've got
This fucking tonsil.
Infanteria coming out. You've listened to the final
Yeah.
masters. That's going to
Artwork
come out.
is done.
You've obviously got things that you want to
I've
do
got-
before then.
Yeah.
Do you know? Shout out Chris Hall, dude. We missed you, dude, in the local scene. So
Yeah,
I
he's
hope you
busy
guys hope you're
educating
doing
the
well.
youth in Manchester.
Yeah, hope you're doing well in Manchester. Hope you're going to
Manchester.
the O2 Arena to go watch the UFC this weekend.
Dude, for the last
Pre-recorded.
while up until now, he lives a block, pretty much across the road from Old Trafford.
Amazing.
You know, for
That's
like
so
a Man U fan, like.
Is he a
For
Man
sure.
U fan?
Oh yeah, I mean,
Okay.
his dad's from Manchester. So,
Okay.
I mean,
Well, then
he's-
that's fine.
How's he doing? Is he
He's
loving
doing
it?
well. He's. I mean, it's adjusting to new life.
Sure.
His girls made it over there as well.
Amazing.
So you know, he's getting. I mean, of course, they've been out and doing things for a while already.
Yeah,
in the
it's
UK.
been open for a
But
minute.
obviously, travel to the rest of Europe is still a bit weird. But the dude's working hard.
Well,
teaching
you've got
the
an
kids,
ability to do that. You don't have that here.
Yeah, teaching the kids, and he's getting back to things. So we're going to be stoked once it comes out. It's been a long time, and we're waiting for it. But there's no rush. It's not like we have to. It's not like we're going to tour the thing.
Yeah, well, but that's my next question. Is there any chance in the future you guys get together and play a once-off or even
maybe
just a little short tour?
it's entirely possible if he comes for a visit or whatever.
Sure.
Or you'll have to get like a stand-in, and then that's kind of lame.
No, I mean you can't with Chris.
No, well, no, you can't
Chris,
do that with him.
Infanteria is Chris.
Yeah.
That is it.
Totally.
It's him. He writes the songs.
Well,
he
then
writes
he's
the
going to
lyrics.
have like a gig there without you guys.
Well, I mean, we can virtual do it, and do like a whole gorillas vibe.
Live via
You guys
satellite.
are always, and I don't know if this is a controversial question, but you guys are always part of the Burning Tone family, like the Blitzkrieg family.
Mm-hmm.
I always find, because they always used to do Blitzkrieg shows, and it was all the Burning Tone bands that used to be a part of the Blitzkrieg situation. Shout out to Deadline, Lady Blitzkrieg. They've got that. But
like I said, like to band wise and that was always good fun having that sort of collective, because you could it was a package that you could kind of have essentially.
exactly, yeah, it was a little family of bands,
which
that-
makes it good because you had different styles and sort of the different personalities of each band, and obviously there was a little bit of a crossover.
yeah, for sure. It's a big crossover.
Yeah, but obviously just because but the band still retain their individuality.
Yeah,
in sense of like
totally.
where
But you're all part of the same
Zom is
umbrella.
entirely like Arno's thing, and he did everything, and then like Infanteria is entirely Chris's. He
Yeah,
writes.
for sure.
And
And then they were both in a band together.
Yeah, they just because you happen to
Both bands together,
fulfill a
actually.
function in the other one's band. But like this album, like Tim and I actually did a lot of because we wrote and we worked on that album, and we played and we wrote it from the ground up. Whereas with SERP, I came in. Chris had already basic ideas. I recorded that stuff practically on the day, not knowing what I was doing. So
That's cool though. That
SERP
gives
was-
us unique.
SERP was-
vibe.
Look at him.
No. That's why it's like Slopsville, because
Big wank.
That's why we call it a comedy podcast. You just get away with shit like that.
But that's why it's like it's all over the place in parts, because it was just very, very on the spot, organic. Doge.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
They're protecting.
Welcome
they are
to
doing their
Papa
job.
Jesus.
They are protecting
No,
and serving.
They love motorcycles. There are a lot of motorcycles in this area because everybody's cuck lazy and
You
they
need to come to Kraffenstein, bro.
Uber Eats. There's a lot of
No, more like the dudes doing donuts with their,
is it?
their things in the street. But
Jeez.
yeah, so it's the new album we collaborated on. We like a lot more from the ground up. Like I said, the previous one I kind of came in with ideas, recorded, but this was a lot more calculated, it's more mature, if I could put it that way. It's
Nice.
And Heinrich's worked really, really hard on this production. So hopefully people will be like, damn, when it hits your systems.
I look forward to it.
Hope so.
Yeah, because
Especially since it's played and not programmed.
Oh, there we go. I think that's a great way to end, then, eh?
Woo!
It's played, not programmed.
Play, not
Played,
programmed.
not
Infanteria
programmed.
coming to a household near you. I'm excited, man. Dude, thank you so much for joining the show.
Pleasure.
It's been super cool just to chat about literally everything. Acoustic drums, V drums, SPDS.
Almost did.
Oh, did you try to?
Almost did it.
The greatest song of Disturbed.
We're still... Rounding the finest sea of lonely.
Funny enough, I hate that band. Anyways, carry on.
Yeah.
Don't tell Dino
lots of
that.
people- yeah, I like that band.
I love Dino. He knows I don't like this shit. So
I like
fuck whatever.
I like the band. I like the
What's
band.
up, Dino?
Yeah,
Shout out,
don't
Dino.
be hating.
My
don't be
fishwife.
hating. Anyway, before this goes off the rails,
What's so
Please.
funny about that?
focus on you, bro. Focus on you.
Fishwife. I heard you say
Fish
my
wife.
fishwife.
Oh,
Yeah. That's all right. That's
there's my china from
Yeah.
another vagina, bro.
Let's go.
My brother from another Maras Guara.
I love it. I love it.
All right, man.
Fish
Thank
fries.
you, Adrian, dude. It's been such a cool. You know, we didn't even get down to the fact that I referred to your previous photo with you using the V drum hi hat, and then I realized you were also wearing an Iron Man T-shirt, and then I just realized I think that's an Iron Man tattoo. And so
is.
you're clearly a Marvel fan, man.
I am, and I'm sitting here in the presence of this heathen DC. Next to me.
So you guys a little bit DC.
Nah.
You DC, he's Marvel.
Art gets
You-
a free pass.
Okay.
No, I love all of it, but I just have a soft spot to Superman and Batman and Green Lantern just because
Okay.
I grew up.
Glad
with it.
Kevin's not here.
Well, I'll put it this way. This is
I'll be a dead man.
this is a great opportunity for us to leave a cliffhanger for your second appearance on Papa G's House, where we can actually come talk about your interest in comics and stuff like that.
Right.
We'll still talk about drums and music and all that kind of jazz. I really would love to have you around again. This has been awesome. It's been super comfortable.
Next
I've
time,
had a
I'll
blast.
bring the beers.
You can bring the beers.
Next
You're more
time
than
we
welcome
could
to.
have an episode on location.
Or
We
what
could
I'll
come
do
to him.
next time, I'll bring you petrol because it's more expensive than beer. So,
Or we can come to you, man. We've been thinking about taking the podcast on the road and stuff like
that's
that.
a novel idea.
Yeah. Oh, it's also, for the ones that you want to get neutral ground on, So, it's
Like,
legit.
what are we, like a gang here, like a neutral ground? We're
No,
gonna-
for sure. If there's going to be a lot of people and stuff, it's better to have it on a different premises kind of thing.
It feels like a
stuff-
like a
stuff-
Zondo commission, like a whole
Yeah,
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 coming in here
it's-
with microphones and a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Territory management.
We're gonna go check out Empire Music for one of those locations soon. So we'll go check it out. I don't know why you gave me that look.
That
but-
actually would, you know what, make a good.
That's why.
Okay.
That's a great idea. Before we end the show, good idea to consider locations like that. You go hit yourself up at see if you can get a venue on the stage somewhere at a
Totally.
venue, or like in a music store, have the racks of guitars behind you. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Don't be surprised
Good
if
idea.
you see us at a local fighting organization soon.
what to
either.
go like in the middle of a gym, like while dudes are hitting.
No,
the
like
bags.
in the ring
like-
while they're fighting, we'll be in the
Yeah.
middle talking.
No,
Well, what, like
interviewing,
Joe Rogan,
interviewing
like
boxers and yeah, basically.
Joe Rogan, like in the octagon.
Yeah. No. All right, man. This is Papa G's House. Thank you to Adrian Langeveld. As usual, my illustrious co-host, Arthur Carlos Diego Pereira, a.k.a. Art Pereira, or Pereira.
The Mediterranean
Hey, dude,
metronome.
also, one thing.
What?
Your first show under the belt with
Ah.
your system. What a jam it was. It was so cool.
Mercy buckets.
Thank you for giving us your time as well, Adrian. Not today, not only today, but
Not
on
today.
Not today, but every day.
But on Saturday as well. It was super cool to have you there just to witness the carnage. Until next time, this is Papa G's House, episode 116, maybe? Yeah. Till next time, we say peace.
I don't wanna go anywhere else. I wanna go to Papa Jesus. Yeah, that's where we're going.